This one's a bit heavier. All right, guys, welcome back to another video. My name's Cody Groom. We got some stuff for this car back here, and I'm really excited. I haven't really bought much for this car lately, and so this kind of makes up for it. And that's not how you open that. Where does this thing open? Boxes are hard, guys. Boxes are hard. Oh, it's like stapled together too. Oh man. Let's see. Can we do it from the side? And the video's over. I'll see you guys later. For real though, we're gonna do this. We're just gonna cut every piece of tape, and eventually we're gonna find a way in this. Alright. There we go. Alright. Oh, look at that. We got another box. Alright, so I've had this car for 3 years. I've gone to a bunch of different looks with it. I've had it, you know, orange and white to where it's very tuner looking, and I want to make sure stuff enhances the drive. I want to make sure stuff fits good. I don't want it to slap crap on the car. And not that I did that before, but I mean, like, even this front lip right here, it's like a Chinese front lip that's on there right now. And because my RKP one is currently broken, or cracked, I should say. And it's one of those things, like, I just kind of want stuff that fits really good, because I don't know, there's something satisfying about that, like walking on the car and knowing that little things just fit the way they should, or they're as close to OEM as they can be. All right, so this right here is an actual OEM BMW Performance Lip. It's cool to see an actual carbon fiber too. So it's actually like I don't know how they make these. I don't know if it's like a vacuum mold. I have no idea how carbon fiber is made, but obviously this goes around a piece. So instead of, I don't really have anything that's off the car besides these side skirts, and these things are huge. These are plastic, ABS plastic, wrapped in carbon fiber. So you can see this is not like that, and this thing literally weighs almost nothing. So I'm gonna put this aside right now. I don't want to scratch this up, but I'm excited to put that on and see how the fit is on an OEM part. There's actually even a BMW right here too, part number and everything. So we'll see how it fits up. Sorry, I didn't mean to take so long on that one, guys, but so this is more the box that you guys are gonna wait. I think I'm most excited for this box right here. This still has a bunch of good stuff in it, but that's the big daddy stuff right there. All right, so now we got some paper towels. More paper towels. All I know is my mama would not be stoked on this as a kid if I used this much paper towels. I don't know about you guys. Woo! All right, so front grills. Now, I already have black front grills in the car. This isn't something new, but the fitment of my black grills kind of sucks, and I notice it a lot because, here, if you guys come over here, well, first off, you can see the paint on mine is now chipping. And just the fitment of these is kind of poor. I mean, these are 3 years old. They're on the front of the car, just like the bumper. I got a new front bumper coming. Stay tuned. And I could just tell these are an aftermarket part, the way they fit in. Like, there's a little bit of like, see that? It can pop out pretty easy, and I've noticed this is pretty common even with the E36 on aftermarket grills. So these ones right here, I'm hoping fit a little bit better. These ones feel really nice, and it's cool because they're like a matte black inside and then a gloss black on the outside. So we'll see how these fit up. And they feel really nice. I think there's obviously one more in here. Here's the other one. I'll save that for later because it doesn't really matter. It looks exactly the same. It didn't go anywhere. All right. I think that's. It's like Christmas up in here. I know. Got myself a bunch of new goodies. Because I'm an adult now and No one buys me gifts anymore. All right, anyway, I'm back. I got my back together. Don't worry about me. Well, at least you know this stuff's wrapped good. Oh, these weren't even all that for this. I lost. These are just the M valve stems. I just purchased a set of these because I have 2 right now, and it looks pretty stupid on the card to have 2. So that's that. Dude, how many times is this wrapped and then in paper towels? All right, so I got some black hood vents. Basically, the reasoning for this is I could either buy OEM ones or carbon fiber ones, which I do have, but on both sets of mine, these pieces right here that clip in are broken, and so all I can see on the hood is these pieces sticking up. And I'll show you what I mean. Come over here, and you can see that lip. It drives me nuts. Like, I know this is stupid, and this is me being kind of anal right there, but it makes a difference, and I think the black's gonna be cool. Black painted grills. Having these two together, just kind of, I felt like the carbon fiber was cool, but I think the mirrors, I took off the carbon fiber mirror caps. You have like the black, I don't even know what to call it, where the mirror's attached to. Mirror base, I guess you could say. The mirror base is black. These are gonna be black, and then the grills. And then you have carbon fiber. The carbon fiber will stay around the bottom. Also got some carbon fiber in the headlights. So I feel like that theme kind of all goes together. Black roof as well. So I kind of have this black carbon fiber and space gray theme. So this is adding to that. And again, not a crazy part. It's just, something I wanted to add to it. Weighing in at 45 pounds. This literally weighs 45 pounds. All right, so this is what I'm most excited for, guys. Eventually, I'll figure out how to open boxes. Woo! All right, all right. Come on. Woo! Damn. All right, let's get it. All right, so I am super stoked on these. Now these are, okay, this is the wrong name because I'm not German. The same way I'm not gonna say, what is it, Z4M? I'll say Z4M. These are Öhlins, and I know it's like Odins or something. I don't even know what it is. Öhlins Road and Track though. So these are obviously a full coilover. If you're familiar with, coilovers, or Öhlins, I should say, not coilovers, but if you're familiar with the Road and Track series right here. Okay, so basically, there we go. So on the E92 M3, it's a divorce setup, so you have a shock and a spring in the rear, same as the Supra that we just changed. And the cool thing about these, I kind of went back and forth on coilovers. So actually, let me take a step back. Currently on the E92, let's move some stuff for you guys. So currently on the E92, obviously I'm lowered, right? I'm pretty damn low. And this is currently on the KW height adjustable spring kit, which I find to just be okay. It's okay if you just want to lower a car. It's probably not okay if you want to lower your car to this extent. This is maxed out, I believe, in the front. I think in the rear I might have a little bit. The problem is, because it's still on the OEM shock and the OEM strut, there is very little, I don't know, I guess the best way I can put it is, if you've had good suspension, you know that when you hit a bump, it's stiff, but it shouldn't feel it shouldn't feel harsh. You shouldn't feel it in your back. You shouldn't feel it should still be absorbing that. It should just feel stiff. Now this setup, after doing that road trip video, click that if you haven't seen it. I definitely noticed how stiff this car was and how there was no adjusting it, and it didn't feel, like I said, it didn't feel a good type of stiff. It didn't feel like I was just oh, I'm lowered. It felt like I'm oh man, I feel like I'm on lowering springs. And that's the difference. So right here, one of the biggest parts of why I went with this setup show you guys if I can get this out of the packaging. Is this part down here. So the way Öhlins has it set up, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this by hand. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to. But this part will spin right here on these and adjust the bottom. So the cool part is being able to adjust that and adjust the actual spring itself too. So you're able to get still that shock travel while, you know, actually getting lower. So that's something. Now I went back and forth a lot between the V3s and this, and I have the V3s currently on the Supra. They're great. I read a lot that these are a lot better than the V3s, but are not as good as the KW Club Sports. Now, for me, I'm driving on the street. I'm not really tracking this thing, and if I am, I'm probably not going to see the difference between a V3 and this on a track. Like, I'm not going to be able to be like, oh my God, like it tells so you know, such a difference. My main concern is like having something that feels good, drives good, and they're just all around a good performing suspension setup. So that's why I went with these. We'll see, time will tell, I guess, if I actually like them or if I don't like them. But the main thing about these things is they're expensive. Like, when you're looking at coilovers, they're not cheap. So the last thing I want to do is buy a coilover setup that I don't like. You know what I mean? Like, these things are $2,500. It's a lot of money. But, so, I'm hoping that I like these, and I'm hoping that they're, you know, what I'm looking for suspension. That was like kind of my biggest thing that I wanted to fix on this car. Pretty much the only thing that's kind of left in the way, other than cosmetic stuff, is that. You know, it's got Brembo brakes up front. The brakes feel great. The car itself, stock, already handles great, so that's not necessarily. I'm kind of contradicting myself by saying suspension and the car handles great. I guess what I'm trying to say is like this car out of the box, like you buy it and it's stock, looks great, drives great. It sounds pretty good. It's a little quiet. But so pretty much everything that I've done is just trying to enhance that a little bit, but I don't want to take away from how good it already is. So again, that's why I went with this setup. So we're going to be installing this here. We got a set of quick jacks we're going to throw it up on and start installing this. It's very similar to the Supra, so I'm hoping we can smoothly go through this. And first impressions though, I like how there's a matte finish on this. It's something that's cool versus, well, just to give you an idea, I guess, this is the stock, this is the front shock or the front strut of the Supra. Now, it's BMW suspension, even BMW part numbers on this, but this right here, you can pretty much see a difference between, I don't have, oh, it's underneath this. But either way, this is the rear, but you can see just the difference right here. First of all, weight alone, this is probably 30 pounds. It's pretty heavy. It's definitely not light. And I can tell that it's made to be strong, but it's definitely not made to be light and look good like this is. I mean, look at this. I love the orange in it too. So I guess we're gonna install it. We're gonna see how it is. And I think one thing we might need to do before we install it is drive this thing one last time, kind of get the impressions of it and see, just so we get that, like, drove it, put the Öhlins on, and then see, you know, how much of a change it really made. I would imagine the hardest part about coilovers is like dialing in your height. Kind of sucks, especially in the rear, because in the rear, because it's a divorce setup, you have these right here. So you have these right here, right? And sit on top. There's a little collar that's going to tighten right here. The problem is, once that's there and it's in the car, you can't really adjust it without unbolting everything. It's very difficult. Maybe minor, you know, maybe like a little millimeter here and there, but to actually make a big adjustment, you kind of want to make the outside of the car. So I imagine that's the part that we're going to have the most trouble with, is just kind of dialing that in. But again, the cool part about stuff like this is you have completely adjustable stiffness. You know, obviously you can change the height, and just overall you can just rehaul the suspension of the stock shocks and struts that have been here on this car for 10 years. So even if these were a replacement for OE, you know, 10 years versus brand new has got to make a difference. All right, guys, that's going to sum it up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. If you got something to say, leave me a comment below. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.